So the Suicide Squad is getting an anime. That's right, Anime Expo 2023 was held this past weekend, and Warner Brothers Japan announced the Suicide Squad Isekai, and they dropped a short trailer for it as well. Now, no release date has been announced, but the anime will be produced by Wit Studio, who produced the extremely popular Attack on Titan series, as well as the most recent Spy X family anime, and it's going to be directed by Ariel Sada of Jujutsu Kaisen fame. So this isn't some kind of bootleg second-rate production. There's some serious firepower and experience behind this anime. Now the trailer was only 48 seconds long, and they didn't show much. In fact, they don't really show much of the Suicide Squad at all. They focus on Harley Quinn, the Joker, and Amanda Waller, who are the most popular and well known of the Suicide Squad. So that kind of makes sense. But the character designs did look pretty awesome. Now, if you aren't familiar with anime, you might not know what an isekai is. Isekai is the Japanese word which means another world, and it's pretty much the most popular genre of anime for the past few years. The basic premise of an isekai is when someone, usually a lovable loser type, gets taken from their boring, lonely life and is transported into a new, fantastical, usually fantasy or sci-fi world. Sword Art Online is probably the most popular and well known of the more recent isekai anime, but there are a lot of other popular recent anime that are isekai, like that time I got reincarnated by a slime, The Rising of the Shield Hero, Re Zero, and even older anime like Inuyasha was one of the first isekai, and even Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away is also an isekai. So their isekai is a very popular genre of anime, and it's kind of everything's getting an isekai these days. So it's funny to see the Suicide Squad and DC get an isekai. I saw a lot of comments on the video saying this is DC and isekai is something that they didn't expect. But personally, I think that the concept of the Suicide Squad in an isekai is a pretty interesting one that could lead to some funny situations. Dropping the Joker, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the Suicide Squad, into this fantastical setting, could lead to some really interesting and funny situations. And I'm hoping that they didn't show the rest of the Suicide Squad, but I'm hoping Peacemaker's in there. I'm guessing probably King Shark's going to be in there because anthropomorphic characters are usually pretty popular in anime, so they're probably going to put King Shark in there, and Peacemaker would lead to some funny situations, so probably he'll be in there maybe. And he's been showing up a lot in different comics as well, so it wouldn't surprise me if Peacemaker's in it as well. But yeah, I think the concept is really interesting and could lead to some funny scenarios. Now, this isn't the first time that DC has ventured into anime territory. In 2022, they released the Catwoman Hunted animated movie, which was produced by OLM, which is the Japanese studio that makes all of the Pokemon movies and the Pokemon anime. Now that Catwoman Hunted movie, I actually really liked that movie, mostly for the dynamic between Catwoman and Kate Kane's Batwoman. I really liked the dynamic they had. It was really funny how they kind of played off each other, and I like the anime, the art style in that as well. DC has also done 2018's Batman Ninja, which was produced by Kamikaze Duya, and who make the JoJo anime, which is a very popular and very well memed anime. You've probably seen JoJo memes. Are you approaching me? Or it's actually also you're approaching me. But as well, DC also did the 2008 Batman Gotham Knight, which was produced by Studio 4C. So this isn't the first DC anime, but it's certainly going to be the most prominent. Now, it's unknown if this is going to have any ties to James Gunn's new DC universe. He didn't mention an anime in his announcement back in January, but he also said that what he had announced at that time was only a portion of all the projects in that first phase that they're going to do. So it is possible that it could be tied to the new DCU. He did also say that the movies, the animated shows, the games, and the TV shows were all going to be tied together. So if it is part of the DCU, it is possible that it could be tied to the live action Suicide Squad, but that's just, some that's not a confirmed thing as of yet. But and James Gunn, he has an affinity for the Suicide Squad as well. He made this Suicide Squad remake, which was pretty well received and well reviewed by fans, and he also spun that off into the Peacemaker series on HBO Max, which is another well received show. So he does have an affinity for the Suicide Squad. So it wouldn't surprise me if he ties this in to the new DCU some way. But what do y'all think about the Suicide Squad anime? We haven't gotten a lot of information on it, but what did you think of the little teaser they released if you watched it? Did you think that there are too many isekai right now and we don't need another one? That's definitely sentiment that a lot of people have, but I think that it is an interesting concept to have the Suicide Squad in an isekai. And if you're going to put them in any type of anime, an isekai is definitely one of the more interesting ones you could put them in. They could have done like a tournament fighting arc, which probably would have been pretty boring and ended pretty quickly. But I think a isekai is a pretty interesting concept for the Suicide Squad, especially since they're, kind of wacky and zany characters. And seeing the Joker and Harley Quinn in that scenario is going to be pretty funny. But let me know what y'all think about that down in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more comic book and pop culture talk. And I will see y'all another day.